Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's Benedict here again from the Tkinter Company Associates. Now I want us to connect our financials with the graphical user interface. So I want to connect this button for running financials with the code for financials. So initially, let me just show you what I mean. So initially, what we had done this code for financial project. So we want to connect this code with this button of the graph, or rather of this button. We want to connect it with this button of running the financials. So we have this button for graphical user interface where we'll key in the financial year, and then we'll also key in the period, then we'll run the financials. So before then, let me just try to take you back to where we are doing our user interface code. So I want to come down here where we had the button for running financials, and then I want us to, there's something I want to change, the active background for that button. So I'll come down here where we have the button for running financials. So it's here. So here we'll say active background. So here we'll say active background. Let me say active background. Active background is equal to green. So let me try to run this again. You see if the active background for running the financial is green. So let me just log in first. Yes, it is green. So let me exit. So again I will come back here. So now what we want to connect this code, the user interface code, with the financials project code. But before then, I need to let me come up here. I need to rectify something where we had the financial year. There's something that we missed. It's not a major issue, that's just a small thing. So let me come down where we had the financial year and period. So yes, here what I want to do, I will come down here and say financial year, the period number is equal to result 2, or I can as well say period number is equal to int in bracket period number. So I'm changing this one to result 2 so that we should have an int to mean integer, not a string, such that when we link it with these financials where we have the period number down here, we should be getting an integer and not a string. So I'm trying to avoid the conflict between a string and the integer in terms of period number. And then, so now what I will do, I will copy this code, and then I will paste this code where we have the financial project code. So first what I will do, I will come here and copy all this line of code for modules. Then I will go to financial project code, then I will paste them here. Then I will come back, I will copy the whole of this code. To where we have the root.main loop. Then I will come and paste it here. So the main loop again, I will cut the main loop line of code, and then I will bring it down here. Okay, so initially before the main loop, rather before this line of code for root.main loop, we are supposed to have this main to call the function called main up here so that our financials can run. But since we are not calling this function down here, we want to call it under the graphical user interface. So I will call it where we have the button for running financials. So I will scroll up and come where we have the button for running financials. Then I will call that function within that button. So the button is here. So let me just try to bring it down for user readability. So I will put the function here where we have the lambda. So here we'll call this function main, and then also we need to call these other functions properly for period and financial year. After doing this, now I need to come down here again. So let me just reduce the number of spaces. I need to come down here where we have the financial period number. So I will do away with this because already we have the financial year and period within the code for graphical user interface, which we've just copied here. Then from here now, we need to run this code and see how it will run. But before then, let me just scroll down to show you where we were saving our financials, the Excel workbook name where we were saving our financials. So I will come down here. So we have this financials.xlsx. So this is where we are saving our financials. So let's run this code, we see what we have. So we'll run the code for financials. So it's running. So let's try to register. So I'll try to register. Let me say Fabian. Then the password. And then the password for Fabian is 2323. Then we register. So account creation is successful. And then we can now close this window. Then we can also log in. So I'll come here and say Fabian. Then password was 2323. And again, and now run the financials. I want to run the year 2017, and the period number is 6. Then I'll run the financials and see the period and period number financial year has been written down here and here as well. So I can exit. So after exiting, now I need to open where we have the financials Excel workbook. So it is this file here. So it's coming with a bug, but let's just click yes, so that it can be repaired. So you can see now I've chosen the period June 2017, and then this is what we have as the PBT, and this is what we have as P&L monthly as we scroll across, and this is what we have as balance sheet. And the balance sheet, we can also compare the balances if they are balancing in terms of funds deployed and total owner's equity. And then we can as well compare the cash and bank balances with what we have within our cash flows. I will take the YTD actual, these two figures, and I will add to this. So I want to compare this with what I have within cash flow. So I will take this minus what we have within our cash flow, which should be YTD actual. So I need to minus this. So we have roughly 0.01, not too bad. So it is time. Then let's try again to run this code again. So again I will run this code. Let me run it again. I want to see the full financial year of 2017. So let's log in. So log in with my name, Ben. Password. Log in. The financial year is 2017. And the period number is 12. And let's run the financials. So we've run up to period 12, and the year's financial year is 2017. So we can exit. And I'll come here and open this file for financials. Okay, so we have period up to December 2017, and then we have our current financial year difference previous year. So we have period actual, period budget, YTD actual, YTD budget, and we also have the differences. And then we have the period last year, YTD last year, and total last year. Then we have P&L monthly running from January. Now the running from January up to December, of which also we have quarter 1, quarter 2, and YTD, full YTD. And then we have our balance sheet. Again, we can also compare our balance sheet cash flow, rather cash items, with the cash flow ending balances. So I will pick this last figure here minus what we have here, this. So we are picking YTD actual and minus this as well. So we have 00. So our cash balances are tying with what we have within our balance sheet. And then of course we also have our notes to the financial statements up to S12. And remember, S12 is referencing PPE schedule. So PPE schedule must have a proper PPE schedule where we have assets bought, their depreciation, and assets sold. So that was how to link our graphical user interface with our financials. Remember where we started? We started with doing the financials. Until now we've created a graphical user interface, and then we've linked the graphical user interface with the financials. So let me try to run this code again. It's a bit slow. So here again, so we've talked about registration. We can register, and then we can also log in. We can also reset our password. So let's assume I want to reset my password. So my password is Ben. My username is Ben. Password, I'm assuming I've forgotten the password. So now I want to, let me try a wrong password and log in. Invalid password. So let's try to reset the password. So here I will write Ben. Then I want to reset password. I want to use 9898. So password reset successful. So now I can exit. Then I can come back again and log in. So now I can say 9898. Then I will log in. Logging in, I can do the financial year. So let me try 2018. The 2018 January. So I can run the financials. Mission denied because this workbook is open. So let me close it first. So now I can run them again. So after running them again, now we can also reset these values here. Say now I want to run maybe 2017 again up to September. Then we can run. So after running, we can exit again. Whatever you run, you'll see just below the entry fields. You can see we have financial year is equal to 2017. Period number is equal to 9. But let's see if we run 2017. And then by mistake we write 13 as the period number. So you can see we have the notification here. I insert valid period number. Your period number is 13. Again, when I try to use 0, the same applies. Invalid period number is equal to 0. So let's reset. So here we have 2017 again. Then I have 7. So now we can run the period number. Then we can run the financials. Local variable combined reference before assignment. I believe this was for the previous error, but let me just try to reset. Let me exit first, then let's come again and log in. So this is Ben. Then it was 9898. Then we log in. Then we try 2017. And the period number is 7. Then we run the financials. This is okay. So we can exit and then we can reset. So that's all about the graphical user interface and linking it with the financial project. So when we come back, what we'll do in our next video, we'll try to make this the whole process an application. So what I mean here, we started from let me just try to show you where we started. We started from here. So here we have our trial balance, and we saw how we created these columns for financial year, quarter, month, period, PB item, category, ledger, and all that. And then we also know how we came up with the volume. So these are volumetric cells. actual volumetric sales, and then we also have budget. So budget came from this original budget after unpivoting these columns from January up to December. And then we had the asset changes, and then we also had this worksheet for where we had the loan and investments. So the beauty of this combination of the graphical user interface and the Python code is that when you just have the graphical user interface as an application, so you can always save this workbook. Then so this is just a workbook for keeping in your trial balance, and then these are the Excel sheets. So the beauty is just to you'll be having this worksheet, the workbook, where you can save within a server, and then there's somebody who can be in custody of this workbook, where we'll be keying in, rather updating this workbook in terms of these asset changes, loan and investments, the volume in terms of sales. Of course, the budget will always be done for a whole year, so the budget will not be tampered with. And then the trial balance will be extracted from the accounting system, and then it is expanded within this YTD worksheet. And then for the person who is using the application just to run the financials, your work will just be to log in. You'll be just having the easy work of logging in. After logging in, what you do is just to run the financials, and then you can always change your password. You can register your name, you can reset your password, all that. So what we'll do to make it much more better is to make this the whole thing as an application, the whole code for graphical user interface, the whole code for running the financials. We'll make it as an application such that it can be mobile, it can be installed in a certain computer to be used with whoever is supposed to use it. So thanks a lot for watching, and let's meet again on the next video when we'll be making these financials with a button click, an application. So thanks a lot for watching, and let's meet again in the next video.